Morning folks, part 2 of the rematch, Hittites v Egyptians. We finished yesterday on bound 3 with this unit here being pushed back, disordered, and these guys recovering. They're shaken. The archers over here were en route. I didn't mention it yesterday, but the spearmen just failed, you can probably see it, to contact the chariots. So I think in their move they'll be skedaddling out of the way. Right, yeah, bound 4. So Egyptians roll a 6, Hittites roll a 3. So the Egyptians will move first. Right, I'll sort out what they're going to do. Movement completed. I've just done the Hittites as well as the Egyptians, so everybody's moved who wanted to move. Got a bit of shooting now, a bit of shooting from the light infantry here, a bit of shooting in the middle here. These guys have changed formation to allow the guard troops to move up, and a bit of shooting over here, so I'll just work through that. Right, shooting completed, half a casualty on each of those. These guys did nothing, they inflicted 8, down 2 roll, and here was half a casualty figure there. Yeah, it was 6 and it was 12 on here, but it's a 30-man unit, so it's not half a casualty figure, nothing. So it's now going to be combat, so I'll sort the combats out. Right, we've got a combat in the middle here, that's sorted out already. Move those forward again. Can't be impetuous because the chariots were too close. Over here I'm going to charge the chariots through their light screen at the Egyptian lights and whiz over hill. Going to do the same thing there, so I've got a dice to see how far these guys go back. Light infantry go back, 5, that's good. And the light infantry here go back a 4, yeah, that's fine. Right, I'll move that all. Yeah, I'll get them moved. Okay, the light infantry have moved, so now we're going to see if the chariots can catch them. So the chariots will need a big roll. Not with a 1, that's a down roll. So instead of going 160 they will go 120. Oh my goodness. So if they rolled up they'd have caught the light infantry. Dear oh dear. That's Canaanites for you, or Hittites or whatever they are. Right, move those up to there, and let's go across this side, whiz across here, same thing again. Oh, a 6, they roll a big plus, but I don't know if it's going to be far enough. Dear. They normally move 160, and they add, that's 200, no, 240. Oh dear, oh dear, look at that, that's where they end up, just short of the light infantry they chased away. That's life, isn't it? That's the way it goes. Right. Well, this flank definitely looks a bit precarious for the Egyptians, doesn't it? Light infantry running away, routing bowmen, and chariots running away, and the Hittites pursuing. They're waking. Oh, they've got to decide what they're going to do. But we've got this disorder and pushback here. Now I've got the combat in the middle. Egyptian roll. What do they roll? Oh, that's a +1. Green 5 is a +1. And for the Hittites, let's just see what we got. It's an even roll. That means the Egyptians will win that. So just work that out. Okay, it's a close call. The Egyptians did 80 with the +1. The Hittites do 64. So 80. That's 24-man unit, 324 is 72, so that's 3 CPF, so that's disordered. Pushback disordered will be a waiver test because 2 disorders there. Let's do a waiver test. 3. I think they might fail that. Yes, they're uneasy already because the chariots within 240. Is that flank secure? Yeah, they needed a, oh dear, I'm going to check that. Need to check. Right, I checked that, yeah, it's shaking. They needed a 4. The chariots making them uneasy was not enough. 3 would have been enough if they were not uneasy. So, right, that's it. Right, what else we got? Nothing, have we? We've finished the end of bound 4. Yeah, that's where we are. So light infantry ran away over this flank and on this flank. These guys push back. Oh no, I've got this one to fight. Oh dear. Hangover from last bound. So we'll just work this out. What do the Egyptians do? Roll an evens roll, and the Hittites roll a down one. Down one? Yeah, down one. Oh dear. They're in trouble. Just work this out. Well, bad news for the Hittites. With down one, and they get -2 for being disordered, close. That's overall down 3. They ended up doing 36. The Egyptians did 96, so that's twice as many, and 3 casualties per figure, being a 24-man unit. That's a rout. So we changed the disorder to rout. Oh dear, oh dear. Right, can these guys see it? Let's see. Yep, they're within 120, so we'll just test for that unit of Hittites. 5, they love it. Now these guys can definitely see it, and they're shaken, so if they fail, they will rout. Don't fail, girls. Oh no, they don't. They roll a 6. Only the only ones that can, nobody else can see it. Okay, end of the bound. End of bound 4. Bound 5. Right, let's see who goes. Egyptians roll a 3, and the Hittites roll a 1. So the Egyptians to move first. Right, the Egyptians have moved. Chariots over here have wheeled. Protect that flank. Can move the infantry. Not much though. I think what can they do? They can turn. There we go, and expand by 1 element. Whoops, that's all they can do this bound. Just check where they were. Yeah, that's back a bit, back a fraction. Over here these guys have formation changed and moved up the hill. These guys can't go any closer to that unit, so these guys are hanging back, the archers. We'll wait another bound, see what happens here. These guys haven't moved because the Egyptian axemen have moved up to 40 paces. Chariots will be rallying that flank and that flank. Okay, let's do some shooting. Okay, shooting, good roll for these guys, +2. They did 36, which is 1.5 casualties. That now takes them up to 3 casualties per figure. Once they get to 5, they become tired. These guys rolled down and did 6 on those, and that's half a casualty, and rolled down exactly the same thing over here with these light infantry. Light infantry did similar. Yes, half a casualty per figure. No, I'm lying. The shot, but they didn't do half a casualty per figure because it's a 30-man unit, so they need to get 15 plus, and they did not. Right, we'll work out the combats. Okay, combats. These guys push these back, so that's just a hack on them. I'll do that in a second. These guys are shaken and pushed back, so it could be bad news. Egyptians roll a +1. There we go. And the Hittites roll, what do they roll? Uh-oh, down 2. That's going to be a rout. I'll work the casualties out for that now. Okay, looking precarious for the Hittites. So that's the second rout unit, 120 inflicted, and they only inflicted 18 back. So that's a big rout. Now, just short of the general, or pushed him back. We're going to have to test the general, see how he feels. How does he feel? A 3, he's fine. The guard troops here, we need to check with those. Uh-oh, a 1. Oh dear. That puts those guys shaken. Yeah, I think it's looking like it's going to be all over, possibly soon, for the Hittites. Right, over here, the mad axemen. Egyptian axemen roll, oh dear, down 2. And the Hittites, just as I was saying, it's all going to be over. Roll up 2. Those spearmen, I think, are going to beat the axemen. So we've got a down 2 and a +2. I'll just work those out. All spins on a dime, doesn't it? Right, so we had the axemen rolling down 2, who did 18 at factor 4, which is 54 on the spearmen. But the spearmen rolling up 2, so that's 24 at 7. It's 144 casualties. That routs the axemen for the second time. I mean, normally the axemen can do really well, but no, in the last game and this game, so they are. And that's non-impetuous spearmen. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So just as it was going well for the Egyptians, it stopped going well. Right, and we'll just push those guys up there, tidy that up in a minute. We've got a waiver test here for the green guys. 6, they love it. Oh, and we've got a test for these chariots, B class. 3, they don't mind that. And do these guys see it? Yeah, let's say they do. They look like they do. And they rolled a 5, so they're fine. And the light infantry, 3. No, they're shaken. That's not enough, so I'll need to get a shaken marker out for those guys. Okay, so that's the end of bound 5, and I think bound 6 is going to be it. I don't think there's going to be much more, so we'll dice for who goes initiative. Egyptians roll a 4, Hittites roll a 5. Hittites go first. Now it's tidied it up a bit better. Swings and roundabouts, goodness gracious, isn't it unbelievable? Oh, I've got to put a route marker there against those axemen. Yeah, dear. Move these up, tidied up. They've changed formation. Spearmen have come over here to go onto the flanks. They've had to move back again, and the routers have moved. What else? That's it. Light infantry gone into skirmish. Light infantry archers over here have moved. And that's about it. So a little bit of shooting in the middle. Okay, I should have caught that on camera, but the Hittites just rolled a +3, which means there's a waiver test for the green guys. And it's a fact if I just did 48 on them, which is 2 casualties per figure, and a waiver test for the Egyptians. Oh dear, rolled a 1. That means they are shaken. Just get a shaken marker out. Yeah, that makes those guys shaken. Yeah, it really is a tale of 2 halves, isn't it? Okay. Just work some more shooting out. Okay, shooting was next to useless after the excitement in the middle. It's going to be declarations. I think we're going to have the chariots charging the light infantry. Should catch them this time on both flanks. Other than that, not a lot, because these guys are too far away. Oh, and obviously the flank here, charge and chase off the chariots. So I'll just work that all out, get the measurements done. Okay, these guys rolled badly. They're already shaken. They rolled down 3. They did 8. But the Egyptians fighting these guys, who were obviously running away from them, did 228. So the Egyptians are okay. Obviously lost 8. Inflicted 228, and they'll be able to turn in the next bound. These guys are shaken, which means the chariots would be able to charge them. And I'm thinking that's probably it now. We've nothing much. We've got the guard troops here are okay, the archers are okay. These guys are shaken. They just carry on shooting them. They're now tired, so they won't be charging anybody. We've got a couple of units of chariots, but they're only light chariots, so they can't really charge. Other than shaken or disordered or rear or flanks. Yeah, I think we can call that it. What have we got? The general and the archers. These guys have got to keep running until somebody stops and rallies them, but if somebody stops and rallies them, the guards will catch them and hit them in the rear before they can rally. Yeah, 2 routing spear units and a shaken unit. The shaken can now be charged by the chariots. They will turn and probably knock 7 bells out of those. Route there, light infantry route. The archers can come across, but if they come too close, they've got a waiver test for them, and they're likely to be broken anytime soon. Yeah, that's it, I think. So Egyptians have got all 4 chariot units are sound for the Egyptians. Guards are sound. 2 spear units are sound. 1 unit is shaken, but there's no one to threaten it. We have got these guys careering off with their chariot friends, chasing the axemen, so they like to keep in contact with them. But then the chariots are going to hit those in the flank or the rear. Canaanites, that's it. I couldn't think of the name of them. yeah, interesting. So that was a better way of doing it. I think the Egyptians using the chariots to stop the Hittites becoming impetuous made a difference, plus some better dice rolls than the Egyptians. Chariots on the flanks really good. They haven't had really well, I haven't had a chariot battle, but then last time I didn't, did I? They just bounced off each other. Light chariots are for skirmishing, I suppose that's what the lesson is, or attacking light troops, flanks and rears. Okay, I'll leave it there, enough waffling. Hope it's interesting enough, so thanks for looking, and bye for now.